There's a spot in downtown Rock Hill where history didn't just happen, it changed everything. Now, at first glance, it looks like just another restaurant.
Yeah, but more than 60 years ago, what happened at that counter helped spark a movement that really spread across the South. And today, as the city grows around it, that story is still being told right where it started.
WBTV's Siobhan Bryan takes us inside Kounter and the legacy of the Friendship 9 in this week's We the People.
Take a walk down Main Street in downtown Rock Hill and you can't miss the marker dedicated to the Friendship 9. But that's not the only place paying homage to that moment in history. A restaurant fittingly called Kounter acknowledges a dark moment that led to huge strides that started at the restaurant's countertop.
So in 1961, 10 African-American gentlemen actually sat at the counter right here where we're at, and they ordered lunch, and they were immediately stood up. They weren't served, they were immediately stood up, and put in handcuffs and walked through the back of the building to the jailhouse. They saw the judge the next morning, and they were given the option to either pay a $100 bond or do 30 days on the chain gang.
An attorney for one of them paid the bond so he wouldn't lose his scholarship.
The remaining 9 gentlemen actually chose to do the chain gang.
They became known as the Friendship 9.
They started the jail no bail movement. And so instead of paying the $100 to this county, the city, to continue this, this oppression, they turned it around, and because there was an expense to incarcerate them for the 30 days.
Jail no bail expanded across the South and became one of many legs that pushed the civil rights movement forward. And it all started right here, a place where its dings and its rust are intentional parts of its new chapter.
At this counter, we have the original footrail, we have the original stools that the gentleman sat in. The counter is the original pink Formica top, complete with the coffee stains and the nail holes that were in, that were left there.
Today, Masson considers it their job to continue to tell the story.
We've literally had grown men, walk away in tears because they didn't know.
A story he says was best told by David Williamson, one of the Friendship 9 who sat right in the middle.
To sit here with specifically Mr. Williamson and to watch him just talk with me and rub his hand over a piece of history that he hasn't physically seen since then, it was extremely moving to me.
On opening night, Mr. Williamson was there, this time enjoying a meal at the same counter that landed him in jail years ago. A counter where today, Masson is committed to welcoming and enlightening everyone.
When you get everything put together in one, the culture, the passion that we have about talking about the history, it's a win.
In Rock Hill, Siobhan Bryan, WBTV on your side.
Important story today. That very first counter functions as now a chef's table.
Yeah, it's where customers can watch all the action, making the historic seats the most coveted. And I actually had a chance to go there a couple of weeks ago, took my husband, and I mean, it's just, and just to see all the information on the wall, it's moving, you can read everything you want to know about the Friendship 9.
And it's easy to just kind of go about your lives, forget about what happened, but these trailblazers made so many things possible for so many people, and we can't forget them. As time moves along, we've lost a few along the way, and that part's sad, but we got to remember their names.
And it's right here in our own backyard.
Right, yep.